Before the fire came, there was silence. No one could have imagined what was about to transpire. No wild dream or nightmare could have foreseen the carnage to befall Roman Britannia, or guessed the odds of who would be at the center of it. Before rebellion shook an empire, there was peace, fragile, uneasy, held together by Roman gold and broken promises. This is Britannia, year 60 AD. To the north lie endless forests and ancient gods. To the south, Rome's roads, Rome's taxes, Rome's chains. A land divided not by mountains but by the will of a conquering empire. Among the eastern tribes, one name still carried pride: the Iceni. Their warriors were fierce, their horses unmatched, and their queen would soon become a legend, etched in fire. For nearly 20 years, Rome's shadow stretched across Britain. After the Emperor Claudius's conquest, some tribes resisted, but others bent the knee. The Iceni chose alliance. Their king, Prasutagus, signed Rome's treaty, which meant peace in name, but obedience in fact. He ruled as a friend of Rome, a friend with chains around his throne. He thought loyalty could protect his people. He thought Rome could be reasoned with. He was wrong. As his people would soon find out, when Prasutagus died, he left a will, half his kingdom to Rome, half to his family, a gesture of loyalty, a plea for coexistence. But Rome did not share power. Rome consumed it. The Romans came to claim their inheritance. But they brought not scrolls, they brought whips. They seized Iceni lands. They stripped their nobles of their status. They looted their homes. And when Queen Boudicca stood up against them, for her people, they made an example of her. She was beaten before her own people. Her daughters were violated by Roman soldiers. Rome's message was clear: obey or be broken. But for Boudicca and the Iceni, humiliation does not breed obedience. It breeds vengeance. History records little of that moment. But imagine it: a mother, her wounds raw, her daughters marked, her honor torn away. The empire that promised peace had just destroyed her world, and yet something ancient stirred within her, a fire older than Rome itself. From pain came purpose, from grief came wrath. She called out to her tribe. The proud Iceni answered her call in numbers. They were now a fierce army and ready for a fight. And soon other fierce tribes heard the call as well, and they came. And their numbers soon swelled. The Trinovantes, also broken by Roman taxes and humiliation, joined her cause. They did not rise for conquest. They rose for revenge. To understand Boudicca's fury, you must understand the world she faced. Rome had turned southern Britain into a machine. Roads, forts, and trade routes all fed the empire's insatiable hunger. Temples to Roman emperors stood where Celtic gods once ruled. The Druids, guardians of the old faith, were hunted like animals. Their sacred sites burned. Every day, Rome tightened its grip. Every day, the island spirit faded. Then the story spread. A queen humiliated, her daughters defiled, her tribe enslaved. Many of them led away in chains. And through the smoke and whispers, one name carried on the wind: Boudicca. At first, it was just rumor, secret meetings in moonlit forests, oaths sworn in blood. The Romans laughed it off. They saw no threat in whispers, no danger in women. They didn't understand what was coming. Because when you silence a people's voice, you awaken their rage. When you strike a mother, you forge a legend. Spears were sharpened, chariots readied in numbers. Old gods were called upon once more. The drums of war began to beat. The Roman governor, Suetonius Paulinus, was far away, leading a brutal campaign in Wales, burning the sacred groves of the Druids on the Isle of Mona. His legions were scattered, his cities unguarded, and in that vacuum, something ancient awoke. Boudicca was no longer a widow. She was the embodiment of vengeance. Her cause would unite tribes that once spilled each other's blood. Her banner was freedom, her weapon, righteous fury. But every rebellion, no matter how just, must eventually face the Empire's steel. The storm was gathering, the sky heavy with prophecy and blood. Soon, Britannia would burn. Empires believe they are eternal, but eternity can end with a single act of defiance, a single voice refusing to be silenced. Before the inferno that scorched Roman Britain, before the rebellion that turned cities to ash, there was one woman, one mother, one queen. Her name was Boudicca. Every rebellion begins not with an army, but with a wound. Thank you for joining us for the first part of Boudicca's incredible story. If you were captivated by the ember of her rebellion, you won't want to miss the inferno. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're the first to know when part 2 is released. We'll see you then.